this ASMR is also a mechanical keyboard ASMR. Anyways, so um, actually let's do this. Um, so today, as I said before, we're gonna learn Vim Editor. Vim is an improved version of the editor called V F I F. Sorry, VI, and it actually means VI improved, but we call it Vim. And the good thing about Vim is it is extensible. It comes with all the major operating system. If it doesn't come with it, for instance, by default, Windows does not have Vim, but you can just install it easily. So it works on all the major operating system. In fact, if you use Linux or Mac, Vim comes by default without you installing anything. Okay. So some people actually is put off by the complexity of the Vim editor, but it's actually not that complex. All you have to do is just forget your traditional shortcut mentality and start learning the Vim in a different mindset. Vim does not use, I mean, it uses, but doesn't. It by default it uses the. Okay, never mind. Let's just forget that. So let's go ahead and just think about like the Vim mods. I think I'm just gonna have to type them in. So Vim comes with 3 modes, at least. I mean, there are more modes, but the mod is actually how Vim reacts to your keyboard. So there are different ways that a Vim can react to your keyboard. The first one is normal mode, and it is, I'm gonna tell you what they are. The second one is insert mode. Third one is virtual mode. The fourth one is, I will say, command mode. You don't have to learn any of these, you don't have to memorize any of these things. They actually will be ingrained in your mind once you understand how Vim works, so you don't have to worry about any of these. So what is normal mode? When you press escape, it puts you into the normal mode, and that normal mode you can actually navigate with your keyboard shortcuts. So instead of using arrow keys, in order to go up you press K, C, or you press J to go down, or if you want to go to right side you press L. So it basically puts your hand on the home row of your keyboard, and you don't have to reach out to your arrow keys, which I don't particularly like, because they're placed in a weird location to my wrists, so I have to like bend my wrist to reach out to arrow keys. I don't like it, especially when I type things. I just don't want to like move my hand from the most useful part of the keyboard to reach out to arrow keys. I don't like it. So so that's the normal mode. So what happens in normal mode? For instance, if you want to delete something, you press D twice. If you want to delete a line, you just press DD twice. And if you want to bring your changes back, basically undo, you press U. If you want to delete a word, you say, but first you can, instead of like going to next, like moving character by character, you can do like word by word. Like if you use W, it'll make a word by word. And if you want to go back to the end of beginning action will be, any presses will be interpreted as a command. Okay, or yeah, I would say command. If you want to start typing something, you can use A, for instance. That means append, so it will start typing right after the cursor, or you can say I, and it will start typing right before the cursor. So if you want to exit out of your insert mode, there's some shortcuts that will put you into the insert mode. At that point, you can type in things when you can modify the file. For instance, I want to add something to the end of the line, at the line fourth. So what I do is that I press $, and I say A, so that I start typing after the cursor. I say A. Okay, see, you see that insert at the bottom of the screen. It says insert. That means you are now in insert mode. That means you can type things now. It's amazing. If you want to get out of this insert mode, you can just say escape. And now, if I type in 0, that does that. If I say $, that does that. If I use B, that will move word by word. You see that? If I do E, it goes to end of a word. If I do use W, it goes to the beginning of a word. You see that? Okay, let's start again. If I say E, see, it puts the cursor to the end of a word. You see that? But if I do W, it puts me at the beginning of the word. Okay, this is great. So what is a virtual mode? A virtual mode is basically a selection mode. So you can select blocks, text, whatever on the Vim editor. So how do you do it? For instance, I wanna select let's say the second line. Okay, so I go down and I can press V. See, at the bottom of the screen it says now visual. That means it's now visual mode. So it can now select text. So if I say L, you see that it starts selecting the text. If I use H to go back, unselect it. But the good thing about Vim is that you can combine different commands. If I'm in this mode, you may wonder if there's an easy way to select the whole line. Of course, if you say $, see, if you used V $, it selects the whole line. And if you, for instance, select the line above, you can just say GG. You see that? GG means go at the very top of the page. And capital G is, or shift G means go at the very bottom of the page. So scroll down or scroll up, but to the bottom or to the very top. And for instance, if I want to select the whole document here at the bottom, at the top, if I'm not at the top, let's say the cursor is here and somewhere here, the first thing is I do GG, G and G, just type in GG. Okay, that put the cursor at the very top. And I say Control V. Control V is visual line. So 1V, lowercase v means character wise. So when it selects text, it selects each character. If you say capital V or shift V, that puts you in line wise mode. That means it will select the whole line. So if I say J, for instance, you see that it selects the whole line. So I'm here, great. So what I can do is I can say now capital G. You see that it selects the whole thing. Yeah, it is perhaps more typing than Control A, but overall, if you think overall, it will save you a lot of motions. Like you don't have to use your mouse. You can quickly and easily do this. What if you want to select just a word? Okay, so let's get out of here. I wanna go. Oops. I wanna go here, and I wanna select insert. So I did W. One more. Great. By the way, let's go back. If you use W, it actually interprets all these things as all punctuations as a different as a word. So let's go back. But if you say Shift W, you see that it actually moves space by space instead of punctuation. It doesn't consider punctuations a separate word anymore. It just takes a whole thing that is not separated by a space. That's another great thing about them. Let's go back. And that works for B as well if you want to go back, but not consider or count punctuations as a word. You can use Control or Shift B, okay? So let's go back to our insert. I wanna choose the whole insert thing. So if you do V and Control or just W, this is not exactly what I want. You see that? I just wanna, since I use W, it actually puts the cursor to the beginning of the next word. I don't want that. I just wanna copy or select insert. Okay. So let's go back. So what I can use is another shortcut that is E. So we're in B mode, visual mode now, and if I say E, great, that's what I wanted. So how can I copy it? You can either use Y. Y means yank. So great. So it yanked it or copied it, and let's paste it at the end, at the end of this line. So I'm gonna paste it right here with using shortcut P. You see that? P. Perfect. And we can quickly go back and then put an insert here or append here. You see that? We don't want that. We want to insert. So let's go back. See right here, you put an insert and put a space. Oops. Anyways, you know what I mean. So, this is good and all, but if there's another ways, of course, since commands are combinable, I mean, you can mix them or you can combine them. Another way to copy, insert without selecting it is this. Let's go back. You can say yank Y, but how much? A word. Okay, so it copied it. Actually, let's work on mode so we don't accidentally use the previous clipboard. Let's go this yank and word. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go at the end of this and put a space. Oops. Put a space and P. You see that? It copied mode. How did I do it? I used yank Y, shortcut Y, and I said W, and it copied the entire thing. This is amazing. I mean, once you get used to this, once you get accustomed using them, it will make you really efficient. Okay. So let's go at the very bottom of the page. For instance, so let's say you wanna append, you wanna go into the insert mode, but also want to start typing without saying I or A, whatever. The shortcut is O. You see that? It puts the cursor at the bottom of the line, so I can now write something. What if you wanna type in something at the above of the fourth line? Again, if the previous one was O, then this one has to be alternative one, for which we use Shift O. You see that? And it automatically puts me in the insert mode. Hello world, life is good. Indeed. Okay. So let's go here. Of course, there are other things, and you may wonder, like, anyway, so was that Shift? I don't remember the shortcut, but never mind. Okay, so this is pretty much like the basics of it. But of course, we're not done. What if you want to save this file? And in fact, most of the people have problem with Vim when they try to quit it, when they try to exit out of it. You press enter, you press escape, that puts you to the normal mode, and you press column, and that puts you in the command mode. At this point you can type commands. Q means quit, but of course it is not gonna quit because you didn't save this file or save this buffer. We call them buffer. A buffer is simply a file or text that is loaded into buffer but not yet saved. Or saved, but doesn't matter, but anything that you see on your Vim means it's a buffer. If you want to type it, you say, if you want to save it, you say W, but W will save it to an existing file, and I didn't create an so, and this is not an existent file. Therefore, I need to save it, which is save. So let's go, and we can learn more about the commands. For instance, if I do say help and save, you see that there are a couple ways you can type it in. You can say save or save as. Like, if you go to if you go here, you see this, right? You can either type in SAV, or you can type in or you can type in this, save as, and that accepts a file right here. So you can do that. Again, you can create this. So for instance, if you say save or save as, whatever, and a file name, hello world, it'll save that file into that location. And once you have the file, you can say W to save it again if you had any changes. And if you want to save and close, then you combine the two commands and you say W and Q. If you wanna, and it will exit out of, it will change, it will save your changes, and it will exit out of the Vim editor. Alright guys, this is pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed my Vim tutorial. Before I leave, I want to type in a couple of things with my keyboard so you can enjoy the beautiful sound